She doesn't do what some European players do, aka Nurchio, and do the very greedy thing where you go for melee upgrades, but go for Roach Ravager and just say, you know what, I don't need any upgrades on my Roach Ravager. I'm going to transition to Ultraless. I want those melee upgrades on my Ultras.
Yeah, I mean, we saw her have a bit better success when it came down to the Ling Bane Muta. So honestly, I would love to see her continue in that department. So as we have it, in the bottom right, in the grand finals of the Kings of the North here in Toronto, it is Root Kelazhur.
And in the top left-hand corner of the map, sitting up 1-0 because she has gone undefeated in the championship bracket, representing Team Expert Canada and the Queen of Blades. Give it up for Scarlett.
Yes, indeed. The Queen of the North.
But even she is a little bit afraid about the potential for 3-Rax Reaper on this map, and rightfully so, because tempo, we already have our second barracks going down. Are we going to see a third?
Honestly, if we wait a few seconds, I'm going to be able to answer that question for you. So, yeah.
It's a wise decision.
A great part is that she did go for the pool. That's what we're referencing here. Getting that pool first, and honestly, rightfully so. There it goes, Fear Dragon. I believe that Kelazhur is going for 3-Rax Reaper.
You know what? You are so smart.
I know.
But pause coming out for Scarlett. I guess just waiting around, hoping to resolve whatever other issues, since this grand finals is one of the most important matches that is going to exist for this tournament. And of course, as we get ready to move into the next stage, the big question is, okay, Scarlett, when is she going to find out about this? The first Reaper comes at a normal time.
It's always at a normal time.
But the second Reaper comes a bit early, and that is the big tell.
Yeah, I've always wondered, right, with the 3-Rax Reaper, do Terrans ever go with the first Reaper, wait around, and then instead of sending the second Reaper, just like come back with 4 Reapers or something? So
you know, that sounds like one of those things that in your head makes a lot of sense, and then it works in like when you see it in Diamond League and stuff. It's like when the 4-gate, like I used to do this thing where 4-gate would hit a very specific time, and I would just warp in units and sit around for 2 minutes. My opponent would be like, cool, he's not 4-gating me. And then I come in with a 4-gate, I'm like, I only know one build, son.
Yeah, it's all about the constant pressure, really, right? The throwing of the KD8 charges, oh, I love it. Once again. And you know what the cool part about it? I guess on the other game, she has spawned on the other location.
Yes.
So when she spawns in the north, she hides in the south. When she spawns in the south, she hides in the north.
Second Reaper did pass by an Overlord, I believe. So I think that Scarlett should have knowledge about this now, or at least the Zergans coming in and seeing that other Reaper already out is going to have some idea about this. She's already thrown down the Roach Warren. She's seen everything she needs to, but she needs to make sure her defense is absolutely perfect.
Yeah, and I think also a lot of the times a Zerg player will scout the natural, and once you don't see that being built on site, you can almost assume that it is going to be that, or you at least take that safety precaution. So Scarlett bringing down the Queens, already adding that Roach Warren, not getting the speed. We saw her deal with this pretty well in the same kind of fashion, but Kelazhur is a micro a bit better than Masa's, or I mean, is he going to do the same?
Kelazhur is known for his Reaper micro. He learned, and he's actually learned in the Brazilian server, where you have a lot of ping, and they basically took off the weights. And he's suddenly just a lot faster. But, oh, the Reaper is doing a really good job. Look at this micro from Kelazhur. Hasn't lost any Reapers just yet, and is actually killing off quite a bit.
Yeah, and these Queens are getting really, really low. It's a scary situation when you start to lose the Queen, so really good job for Scarlett to not get too over-eager and trying to get the damage done on the Reapers.
Oh my god, those Queens are so low. He kills off one of them, but ends up losing a Reaper in the process. Nice target fire from Scarlett.
Oh, Kelazhur, though, keeping that Reaper alive, and I love how he puts it in the back. So those Queens are going to have to get really up close and personal, but yeah, not going to go for it. Kelazhur
does throw down his command center behind all this. Is almost halfway finished, but still making Reapers. He's still committed. He's going to try and engage against the Roaches, but Transfuse comes out, saves one of them. Kelazhur having to back off and having a bit of a hard time pushing further in. He's only actually up to 27 workers, and Scarlett has been sneaking in drones.
Yep, and every once in a while getting a drone here and there. She has enough for the defense for now. Kept alive those Queens, which was really important as well. So now that the Ravagers are out, she can continue to trade, and that's the really important part here. The Reapers can no longer bully, and that does allow her to drone up, which is so important because Kelazhur is going for double command center after this.
Oh, absolutely. And the last 2 Reapers do arrive. Kelazhur is starting to transition now, as you were saying before. Tech Lab and Reactor. Actually, Tech Lab just finished up, so we're probably going to be looking to get up that very fast stim to play a bit of catch-up. But Scarlett still stuck on those 2 bases for a while until she can take care of these Reapers, or at least push them back. 4 Ravagers enough to at least one-shot the Reapers if they can all get a one-shot in on the Reaper.
Yeah, you have to go for it, though, and just target it down. You can't really let them auto-attack, so Scarlett actually was doing a really good job when it came down to the target fire, which seems like a very hard thing to do when you're dealing with moving the queens back and everything, too.
Yeah.
So, I think, yeah, she's set up really nicely here.
What's really impressive to me is the fact that Scarlett is actually not fighting those Reapers on her creep most of the time. Look at this, the creep range is actually starting to slowly but surely, I mean, it's a very, very dangerous game, but it's starting to get out there.
Yeah, and she's not going off of the creep either, so she's making sure that there's never going to be an opportunity where the Reapers just completely obliterate them with the KD8 charges. She's defending, you know, taking it very, very slow and just hoping that Kelazhur just, you know, leaves her the hell alone, because that's basically what these Reapers need to do.
All right, well, the Reapers are going to try and make it up the ramp, but that is going to be a bit of an ambush, but who's ambushing who, it seems. Creep Tumor does get sniped off. Kelazhur knows how important that creep spread can be for someone like Scarlett, but I think she has enough queens from the earlier defense against the 3-Ox Reaper that she is okay with losing 1 Creep Tumor. She has enough queens to replace them. Yeah,
and the cool part about it, too, is that any other follow-up push, those queens are going to be so vital to the defense as well. Depending on if she decides to go for that Ling Bane again, or if she's going to give it a go once again. You know, she didn't have the best luck with it against Masa when it came to Roach Ravager, but it's a different opponent, a different map, a different situation. It's the grand finals right now.
Absolutely. 3rd expansion has been finished up for Kelazhur for a while, and he's actually keeping up for the most part on the worker production, still making 2 workers at a time, but he's going to be landing that 3rd expansion. He's finally gotten up some of those medevacs. His stim is going to be finishing up pretty soon. Scarlett finally getting up that lair also. Should be finishing up pretty soon, but both these players going to be sitting on pretty even-ish upgrades so far.
Yep, already starting the 1-1s, and Kelazhur starting this out with a delayed double medevac drop, but it's also because of that 3-Rax Reaper. But I think Scarlett should be more than prepared for this as long as she sees it coming. It's going to have to push onto the creep. Oh, but it's going to be a little bit different now because, of course, the Reapers are also a factor. So you're no longer only focused on one location. This is going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah, this is something that Kelazhur has actually been credited for by Scarlett herself, saying he's really good at just attacking a lot of different angles and pulling you apart from a lot of different places. But Ravager's getting some good shots off, but here is the big distraction because the Marines are moving into the 3rd expansion, and guess what? They get into a great spot. Ravager's going to be able to force them back, though.
Yeah, really nice split, though. Scarlett did go into the main with their queens in case Kelazhur decided to boost into there. But keep in mind that Kelazhur has taken a supply lead. So the 3 bases that Scarlett has is great and all, but remember, Kelazhur went double command center off of that Reaper aggression, and now he's on even bases with almost more workers into the corner. You go, the surround.
But so many of the Zerglings are actually starting to die. The Reapers walk away alive. 1 Reaper is the trophy that he gets for just taking out so many of those Zerglings, and guess what? That actually opens up
the chosen one.
That opens up opportunities for attack on the other side of the map.
Yeah, that was insane, actually. I think at this stage of the game, Kelazhur was perfectly fine with doing that. So, doesn't get the economic damage, though, but hey, being able to take out all of those Lings, Scarlett's going to have to continue to make them in order to defend here at the 4th. Whoa, gotta be careful. Dodge. Oh, wait, this is a Stim Marines against Pure Ravager. There's no buffer.
Stim and Combat Shield just finished up tempo, and he's going to be focused firing down every single one of these Ravagers. The Queen finally pushes those units back, but Kelazhur still has a full health medevac that can continue to harass Scarlett. He's moving out with more units at the same time, got the Sea Shanks inside those medevacs, and he is not going to be relenting on the pressure.
Not at all. This 4th base is going to be under fire once again, and now the tanks are coming in with their medevacs. There are 2. And time will tell if Kelazhur decides to go into the main as well, or is he only going to focus on taking down this 4th, trying to bleed Scarlett out similarly to how Masa did. This 4th base, Scarlett hasn't had a lot of luck with it.
She has had a hard time, but in that game she had a hard time on this map, but she was going for Roach Ravager. This game she's going for Ling Bling Muta, and she has the Mutals on the way. It's going to make it a lot easier if she can get on top of those medevacs to snipe them off, cut down the sustainability of this push, but she is losing so much ground right now.
Yeah, and the tanks are in that awesome position here for Kelazhur. It's off of creep as well, so Scarlett, if she ever decides to go down that ramp, it is going to be a death trap, especially with those Marines waiting to just snipe the base.
She can't lose this 3rd. It just cannot happen. If she loses this 3rd, she's a 2-base Zerg player versus a 3-base Terran. She's moving on in, but she doesn't have that much, and Kelazhur kites back. He takes everything out. There's no more banelings.
Uh-oh, and now is time to pounce onto the third base. The drones are coming off the line. Mutas are going to enter the fray, but are they really going to be able to deal with this amount of Marines?
Is so low, but it seems like Scarlett is pushing this force back just barely. No, Zergling's coming on in, but there's no more banelings. I don't know if this is going to be enough.
No, I don't think so. GG, Kelazhur going to put one on the board.